The film opens with Holly Pierpoint, a successful professor in her 40s. She is on her way to a conference in Colorado Springs. Along the way, her husband, Russell Pierpoint, calls only to make sure that his wife has arrived safely.
Hi, honey.
Honey, going to these conferences every other week is unnecessary, so let's leave it at that.
I told you it's not a conference. I told you it's a little consulting thing for a hospital. Should be there in like an hour.
You're making good time. Maybe we can do something together one weekend. Go somewhere.
During the conversation, Russell suggests taking a vacation together, but Holly seems unenthusiastic. She claims she is tired from her packed schedule and suggests that they simply rest at home.
I will call you when I get a break. Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
However, the reality is different. As her car passes through the mountain roads, it is revealed that Holly is not heading to Colorado Springs, but Aspen. At this point, the audience begins to realize that Holly has lied to her husband. Suspicion becomes clearer when the hotel receptionist greets her as Mrs. Allen.
We're very happy to have you with us this weekend. You're in the Black Diamond Suite, and Dave will show you to your room.
Holly is then accompanied by a hotel employee named Dave to the luxurious Black Diamond Suite, which has already been reserved by a man named Mr. Allen. It becomes increasingly clear that Holly is having an affair and plans to spend the weekend with another man. Dave himself has just gotten married, and he even asks Holly for advice on how to maintain a household. Awkwardly, Holly suggests he should always remain faithful to his wife and often give her flowers. After Dave leaves, Holly finds an envelope containing mysterious instructions. The letter tells her to take another envelope from the sink, which turns out to contain a message from the man she believes to be her lover. The message instructs her to open the wardrobe for a surprise, then use a blindfold to make it more thrilling. When she opens the box in the wardrobe, Holly is surprised to find sexy lingerie and a pair of handcuffs. Swept away by the mood, she follows the instructions, putting on the lingerie, blindfolding herself, and handcuffing her hands to the headboard. However, the person who enters the room is not the man she was expecting.
Everett, is that you?
The encounter turns intense. At first Holly is still caught up in the mood, but then it turns rough. Even though Holly begs him to stop, the man continues until she bursts into tears. When he leaves the room, his identity is finally revealed. It is Russell, Holly's husband. It turns out Russell had already captured Everett Allen, a 27-year-old young man who is none other than Holly's lover and former student. Russell forces Everett to remain silent and not tell Holly anything. Everett is also forced to stay in the suite and make sure Holly does not leave, because if the rules are broken, Everett's wife, Lydia, and their young child, Jessica, who are already under Russell's control, will suffer terrible consequences. To reinforce his threat, Russell leaves a cell phone in Everett's pocket before leaving them both.
Enjoy my wife.
When Everett finally releases Holly from the handcuffs, she vents her anger at him without knowing that her husband is behind everything.
What makes you do that to me? What? I'm gone.
Everett repeatedly apologizes, but Holly only wants to leave. Just then, a call from Russell comes in, warning Everett not to let Holly go. If Holly escapes, Everett's family will be brutally punished. Forced, Everett convinces Holly to stay. In desperation, Everett also begs Russell for mercy. But Russell refuses, as he has long known about their affair through suspicious bank transactions. He demands Everett stay with Holly throughout the weekend. If Holly leaves the hotel or the police are called, Lydia will be killed. Lydia's faint voice over the phone makes the threat all the more real.
I'll start by killing your beautiful wife, Lydia.
Everett, help!
Test me, you punk.
To calm Holly down, Everett tries to come up with excuses to justify the situation. Meanwhile, Holly receives a direct call from Russell, coinciding with a knock at the door.
Hi, sir. Hotel security.
Hi, honey.
Holly, where are you?
A security guard comes to warn them about a noise complaint, so Everett deals with him while Holly talks to her husband. From the conversation, Holly realizes that Russell knows about her affair. Instead of getting angry, Russell warns Holly that she is in great danger. According to him, Everett is a dangerous man with a history of affairs that always end badly for the women he dates.
Dangerous man.
That's a student in my class.
Girls have gone missing, Holly.
What?
You need to get out of there, but leave quiet.
Russ, is this real?
At first Holly does not believe him, but slowly she realizes Russell knows too much. So, she follows her husband's instructions, leaving the hotel quietly without Everett knowing. After the call ends, Everett asks about the conversation, but Holly only replies that it was an ordinary call. To prevent Holly from leaving, Everett offers her a massage while taking her phone so she cannot contact anyone. Instead of feeling relaxed, Holly becomes restless. She suddenly stands up wanting to leave the suite. Using the excuse of wanting to shower, she tries to bring her phone into the bathroom, but Everett grabs it first. Forced into the bathroom with nothing, Holly looks for another way. She heads to the balcony and screams for help, but no one hears her. Russell seems to be playing with them, telling Holly to escape while ordering Everett to keep her at the hotel. Not long after, a soft knock is heard at the door. When Everett dares to break the rule by checking the door, Russell immediately sends a terrifying photo, Everett's wife with a knife held to her throat. Panicked, Everett pleads with Russell not to hurt Lydia. Russell then orders him to check the balcony. Everett rushes in, only to find Holly tidying herself up in the bathroom. At this point, Holly realizes that the one capable of all this is truly dangerous. Back in the living room, Everett receives a message from Holly's phone, proof that Russell has it under control. Another threat arrives: every time Holly disobeys, Lydia will be tortured, even having her fingers cut off one by one. Russell also orders Everett to mix sleeping pills into Holly's drink. Desperate, Everett searches for hidden cameras to see how Russell is watching them, while Holly quietly makes her own plan with the pills she has taken. Soon after, Everett sets the table on the balcony, offering a drink already laced with sleeping pills. Holly refuses and asks for white wine. When Everett goes to get it, Holly slips the pill into Everett's glass instead.
What happened?
Oh, I was just moving
Jesus,
the
Holly.
blank.
To us.
Cheers.
But before they can drink together, the door is knocked again. Everett cautiously answers with a knife in hand, but it is only Dave delivering food. After Dave leaves, they have dinner with raw steak prepared earlier. During dinner, the atmosphere grows tense. Holly and Everett blame each other for their affair, each feeling the other started it despite both being married. The tension is interrupted by another knock, followed by a message from Russell, who already knows Holly tipped Dave to call the police. Because of this carelessness, Everett receives a horrifying punishment as Russell sends him his wife's severed ring finger. Everett is shaken, feeling guilty for his mistake.
What is that?
Empty plate.
When he regains consciousness, Everett finds himself lying in bed holding a syringe, while Holly is handcuffed in the living room. Holly accuses Everett of being a psychopathic serial killer, warning that Russell will bring the police to stop his crimes. When Everett returns to the bedroom, he is shocked to find Russell tied up and gagged in a chair. Trying to find answers, Everett attempts to interrogate him, but Russell's tongue has been cut off so he cannot speak. Everett then gives him a pen and paper, asking him to write the name of the real mastermind. Not long after, he returns and frees Holly from the handcuffs. But Holly continues to accuse him, making Everett's anger and frustration grow stronger. Holly is then taken to the bedroom to see her husband, who is dying in the wheelchair. She cries hysterically, questioning why Everett did all this, but Everett can only answer that he is not guilty of Russell's death. Holly can only watch as her husband dies from the syringe found in Everett's hand. She also finds a piece of paper in Russell's hand, but chooses to keep its contents a secret from Everett. Soon, Everett receives a call from the real mastermind, with a disguised voice.
You already know how close I am with your family. You'll have.
The figure gives them an ultimatum: only one of them may leave the hotel and return to their family, while the other must die at the hands of their partner. The choice is theirs. The mastermind also reveals that Holly's daughter, Chelsea, is under surveillance, with her roommate, Sammy, also involved in this cruel plan. Holly is warned that if she disobeys, Chelsea could be harmed instantly. While Everett is thinking of his next move, Holly opens the note found in her husband's hand and finds the word "safe." Before she can understand its meaning, Everett approaches with a knife, intending to kill Holly so he can return to his family. But his intention is halted when hotel management enters, distracting him. Holly uses this chance to open a hidden safe in the wardrobe. She remembers the code from their home sprinkler system and manages to open it. Inside is only a memory card, leaving her confused about its meaning. The hotel manager and security officers then ask about Dave's disappearance. Everett denies knowing his whereabouts, but the officers want to speak to Holly for an investigation. Realizing the situation, Everett persuades Holly to cooperate.
White staff has gone missing.
Well, first off, his name's Dave Parker.
So we're talking to as many of the guests as we can.
Is your wife here with you? Mrs.
Holly.
one of the wait staff, Dave Parker.
And professional?
Sir, is there anything that you can think of?
Thank you, gentlemen.
After giving convincing answers, Holly eventually returns to be alone with Everett. Filled with suspicion, Holly accuses him of possibly being involved in this cruel plan. Everett defends himself by saying his wife's severed finger was the result of his failure to follow Russell's rules. Even so, Holly remains doubtful, stressing that Everett could have killed her if not for the arrival of the hotel staff. Everett admits he is doing all this for his family. He also reveals that it was Russell who raped him in the bed earlier and made the rule that if he obeyed, they would be released the next day. As Everett tries to convince Holly, an accident happens. The knife they are struggling over accidentally stabs Everett in the stomach. His blood flows heavily.
I love you. I couldn't call Holly.
In his dying state, Everett knows he cannot seek medical help because his family is still being held hostage. In his final moments, he begs Holly not to tell his wife and child about their affair. Holly tries to comfort him, but eventually Everett dies.
Please don't tell my family.
You are one step away from freedom. You can come to room 513 and meet me.
Suddenly Everett's phone rings. Holly answers, hearing the mastermind's voice congratulating her because she is just one step away from freedom. To be free, she must destroy the phone in the microwave for 30 seconds. After that, she has two choices: leave the hotel immediately, or search for answers by going to room 513. The mastermind guarantees her safety afterward. Following the instructions, Holly takes the room key from her dead husband's pocket. After destroying the phone, she chooses to go to room 513 to seek the truth. Inside the room, she finds surveillance monitors recording all her movements. While looking around, she discovers a woman tied up and blindfolded. The woman is Lydia, Everett's wife.
I'm gonna take off your blindfold.
Where's my husband?
Get us out of here. I promise you.
Holly calms her down and promises to save her, postponing questions about Everett. Before contacting the authorities, her attention is drawn to a monitor showing recordings from the memory card in the safe. When she plays it, she is shocked to see Russell installing cameras with Lydia standing behind him. The truth is revealed: Lydia is the mastermind behind this entire plan. But it is too late, because Lydia is now standing right behind Holly. Lydia admits to being the architect of this revenge scenario, working together with Russell. She admits to being responsible for the disappearance of Everett's former lovers, but the turning point was Everett's obsession with Holly, something she could not accept.
Hate
I
us.
didn't make you do anything, Holly. Everett first two were nothing. First two girls were vanished like a bad dream. He was obsessed with you. I'm the instrument I used to cut out your husband's tongue.
To make matters worse, Holly finds Dave's corpse, another victim of Lydia's cruelty. It is revealed that Lydia also killed Russell, perhaps because Russell only wanted to torture Holly and catch her in her affair, while Lydia wanted to eliminate both Everett and Holly at once. From the monitor, they see hotel staff discovering the corpse in the suite. Lydia then says that Holly's fingerprints are all over the room, on the syringe, the knife used to kill Dave, even the tool used to cut Russell's tongue. As the final blow, Lydia destroys the memory card evidence and flushes it down the toilet.
On the syringe.
Without any evidence to defend herself, Holly loses control. Overwhelmed with guilt over her past and the destruction of her family, she throws a vase at Lydia's head, killing her.
Russell paid for your sins, and your daughter will.
The film ends with Holly contemplating her fate, just as two security guards break in and order her to surrender. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy, hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice just to be sure. You should watch the full movie. Thank you very much for watching.